Welcome to Wyoming. We're at about 7,800 feet. The smell of wildfire smoke is everywhere in the air. Back behind us in the Uinta Mountains, there was quite a bit of Forest Service activity, dozers, helicopter, trucks everywhere, fire camp. And ahead of us looks like a lot of wildfire smoke. I mean, a lot. So, not sure what we're getting into and how we can get away from it. But that's kind of pointing towards Evanston. And I think Evanston's in Idaho, or is it Wyoming? I don't know, somewhere up there. We're going to go more to the east. But unfortunately, the prevailing winds tend to go toward the east. So, we'll see. Well, it's not exactly wild exciting here, but went into Evanston, got some gas, some cash from Wells Fargo, and a cup of coffee from Maverick. The gas stations have really, really good coffee. And you grind it yourself. Every cup's freshly ground. So, now I'm north of Interstate 80, heading towards Kremer, which on the map looks like Kremer, but I was told that the locals call it Kremer because they don't want to be saying Kremer, something like this. And I don't expect much scenery along here. That's good because this meets expectations anyway. So it's only a little over a 30-minute drive from I-80 up to Kremer, Kremer. Get this right, Jim. You've only got 25 minutes left to get it right. And I think I'm going to have lunch in Kremer. Okay, Kremer. And this town is isolated. It is in the middle of nowhere. So there's mining here, and of course ranching. J.C. Penney Company, founded in 1902. You know, most J.C. Penney's are shut down. Ace Hardware, of course. There's still a Radio Shack. They're probably keeping a sign there for historical purposes. This is their grocery store. And I'm going to have to look on Google Maps to find a place for lunch. So, let's pull over here so I don't block traffic. So, locals informed me that this J.C. Penney right here, this is the mother store. This is the first one. And it looks like it's still kind of operating. Maybe mostly an antique shop or something. But anyway, Kremer, huh? A lot of vacant storefronts, unfortunately. It's just not the place that young people want to grow up. So this is dinosaur fossil country. Like I'm used to it, Grand Junction, Moab, you know, Santa Cruz Mountains, all of that. There's been quite a few fossil shops along the way, and just past a fossil quarry. So they're out here, or they were out here 120 million years ago. with a beautiful stream, actually multiple streams here. This is cattle country, of course. Ranch houses here and there. It's kind of beautiful out here. The meadows, a lot of good meadows. Here's some pronghorn. Pronghorn, often known as antelope, but they're called pronghorn. And usually, if I try to stop and take photos, they run away. So you'll just get a few glimpses now and then. Well, we're in the forest, the National Forest. It's Forest Service Road. And we have sheep. And a horse with a saddle. And a shepherd. And a sheepdog. So we gotta be careful of the sheep. What are we getting into here? Camera Ranger District. This is Hams Fork Campground. Okay, there's a couple of tables. It doesn't look like a pay campground. Bridger National Forest Campground. Okay, it's somewhere. Now where we're going here is we're going left because that dead ends up there. So let's go left. These guys are probably fishing. No, they're just enjoying the creek. They're all just sitting in the creek on their chairs. It looks good. Hey, it's all kind of swamped here. Interesting. There's probably a lot of that swampy stuff out here in this brush. You just can't see it normally. Okay, so we start to climb up. Okay, I'm going to give you a little view. So the trees up here seem to be a lot healthier than where we were yesterday. And the valleys are definitely nicer. They've got meandering streams, meadows. It's really quite nice up here in the Bridger National Forest. So I'm not sure what the mountain range is actually here, but anyway, maybe I'll put that in the caption. But beautiful up here, eh? Okay, we're down in this. Okay, this is Hams Fork still, the same river that was going through. Camera. Okay, you guys. I know, I get to see all your butts. Lambs first. Cute little guys all over the place. Just sorting things out. They're like squirrels, they have to cross the road in front of you. You know, this is a lot of sheep. Okay, some cooperate more than others out here. Okay, it looks like these guys want to fight. But you know, guys, I really am bigger. And fighting just isn't a good idea. So for those of you who haven't been around herds of sheep before, this is not a unique experience. This is how they roll. There's a creek here with water in it. There's lots of sheep up creek, down the creek. What are you guys doing? You know, if you would just stay on one side of the road for a moment, you wouldn't have this problem. Hey there, come on, stay out of the way. Don't run in front of me. Don't do it. Oh, here's the dog. Looks like a very light-colored golden retriever. There you go. Big view. Now we're looking north, and beyond those mountains are the Grand Tetons and Yellowstone. Well, we're still pretty far south of all that, but we're going to get there. Just be calm. Don't run away. It's nice through here. There's a little creek, very little creek, kind of intermittent. There's bluffs above us. You can see those big rocks up there. And the road is just really a nice, pleasant drive. It's a little bumpy. So we're out of the Bridger National Forest, probably in BLM land here. Okay, the little valley is ended, and we're going up a side canyon. Got to watch the sight lines here. It's a little, can't see very far ahead in places. Yeah, nice up here. So I've been wanting to show you a beaver dam. Not necessarily easy to do because it's hard to find a place to pull over and show it to you. Look at this water, huh? Beautiful. Anyway, over there is a not very good beaver dam. There's better ones. Probably one downstream damming all of this up. But that's what they generally look like. And sometimes there's a big pile of sticks in the middle of the stream, and that will have that will be the beaver's hut. Other times they'll kind of live in the side of the stream. They'll make a den. But yeah, beautiful place. There's a trout went zipping by. Crossed over a pass into another canyon. This one has a lot of lupins, which I like a lot, and there's some yellow flowers, various other pretty flowers, more than the other ones. So the other canyon, I just came up with towards the head of it. They got really rocky and bouncy at 5 miles an hour, and I was thinking about airing down. And I thought, you know, if I just go a little farther, the road will probably get better. So now we can do 25, and it's fine. Oh, this is a cool beaver dam. Beaver just keeps working it. So that's the dam. Nothing elegant. And that's probably a beaver hut right there. So sometimes they're on the ground, sometimes they're out in the water. And it's been a busy beaver, because here's another dam. And there's probably a lot more down here. Oh, look at all those trout. There's a bunch of like 8-inch trout there. Yeah, there they are, a bunch of trout. This is a pretty cool valley, high valley. We're 8,500 feet. Look at the big mountains on both sides. So for you with the camera there, you know, it's going to look a little more distant than for me, of course. But hey, it's really nice. Okay, so this is Grays River Road. And it's certainly not a river at this point. But I think we're going to be going down this for a long ways. I like this. Sorry about the sun disappearing for a while. Yeah, a little more mineralized. The soil's more mineralized, so I got some color to it. Pretty nice. This goes off to a trailhead. Shale Creek trailhead. And maybe some logging trucks. I did see a logging truck today. First one I've seen in a long time. When I was a kid in the Sierras, they're everywhere. They're totally common everywhere. But it's been a long time. And the trees in the Sierras are much bigger than these. I think, yeah, most of these are pinyon pines. Oop, here they are. I'm not sure. I think he wants me to go past him. I don't know why, but that's fine. Gets a little narrow through here. The corners look like pretty good places to pass. Somebody's coming up. Nice little kind of gorge, really. Fun. This I like. A nice stream, and look at those mountains. Beautiful. It's just beautiful through here. This is what I drove so far to see. Okay, I'm gonna have to zoom in here a bit for you guys, but that's a young bull moose in the creek down there. So, kind of unusual to see the moose in the Rocky. I'm very used to them from Alaska, of course. They're like mosquitoes, they're everywhere. But yeah, he's just standing there looking at me. Good evening, Overlanders. I've got a campsite in a campground somewhere. Not even sure where it is. Somewhere in this Grays River Canyon, anyway. Didn't show up on my Gaia map, but it's really cute. And I've got a site where I can see north to put up Starlink so I can check in with Katya and tell her I didn't do anything too crazy today and I'm still alive. Some women, some wives like to know that. I heard, maybe. Anyway, it's a cool spot, and here's the view out this direction. So yeah, it's kind of a jungle, and all of a sudden it opens up. So pretty nice. This has been a beautiful drive through this canyon. I mean, really a beautiful drive. It was just terrific. It's so far the best of the trip of 2 days. Yeah, seeing the moose, getting to show you moose. That's a good thing. They were out there doing moose things. So I'm going to have a sushi dinner this evening. I had a sushi dinner last night also. It was, from Safeway, the grocery store. And after 2 days of bouncing around, and there's probably more like scrambled sushi, whatever that's going to turn out to be, I'm afraid to look at it. I might have to eat it with a fork because it's had a hard 2 days. Okay, so that's enough for this evening. Gotta go get a glass of Chardonnay and relax and detune. And see you guys in the morning, eh? It was a good night in Moose Flat Campground. Except, one thing I like about campgrounds is I get to meet other people sometimes. And a bit of a social life. And they didn't see, there was only 2 other camps, the host and one other. I had to pop up on a pickup, and I didn't see them outside at all. Like, I don't even know if they're here. But whatever, I had a couple of cows, or several cows, to keep me company for a while. Prefer other animals, but cows are okay. So now we're heading north. This is Wednesday morning, and I'm heading towards the town of Alpine, which is on a lake. And we're still in Wyoming, not far from Idaho, but we're still in Wyoming. And Alpine is on, well, a reservoir, so we'll see what that town's all about. I still have half a tank of gas. 167 miles left. So we'll see what prices are like in Alpine. Wow, another van. This is rare. But notice the dispersed camping right on the river. And there's a lot of that here. And there's not like down in the Uinta Mountains, there was those big behemoth fifth wheels were taking up the dispersed camping. Here they're not. Okay, coming into Alpine. There's a big staging area. So, Grays River Road, worth doing. Really good. Nothing special about Alpine. Back in the Bridger-Teton National Forest. And we're following, I think, the Snake River here. Yeah, it's big. Really big. Compared to the other ones. So, where are we going? I'm not sure. I like the little town of Jackson. It's cute. The 2 coffee shops I tried to go to in Alpine were closed. The reservoir is almost empty. So, I guess it's just a little reservoir town. So this looks interesting. We're heading east now towards Jackson. So I'm going to just go over towards the Jackson area, kind of winding my way through the mountains here. There aren't there aren't that many roads that go along through the mountains that you can do on a journey. They're mostly out and back in this area. So we're going to be on pavement a lot as we zip around here exploring these. But I've been quite happy with the Wyoming range of mountains. And we'll see what happens. You know, this is nice, and the river is beautiful and all that, but where does this road go? Fall Creek Road, Wilson, 17 miles. Hey, Wilson, there's got to be something exciting in Wilson, right? Who knows? Are we getting back on dirt? No clue. That's a work center there. I think we're back on dirt. Hopefully not too washboardy. And we're off on another adventure. Love the cottonwoods, of course. So we're on Highway 89 back there along the Snake River, and US 89, you know, goes down to Page, Kanab, Page, and down deep into Arizona. It's an old favorite. And then it goes up through Yellowstone. So, cool road. Okay. That guy go by, visitor information, it's probably all the same stuff. Jackson County or whatever is grizzly bear country. So we got to pay attention to grizzly bears, but they're unlikely to have cubs with them now, so they're unlikely to be a problem. Okay, this is kind of cool. Okay, climbing up this little canyon. Some guy came down in a Subaru, flew around a corner, and almost head-on into me. Well, it was dirt for a while, a pretty little valley, and then private property and paved road, school bus turnaround sign. So I'm in some kind of civilization. These are huge houses out here. People, I guess, who can't quite afford taxes live out here, and they can drive into town easy. Okay, it's pretty. There's nice pines, some meadows. Now down to the cottonwoods, ranch country, cattle everywhere. So I think we're southwest of Jackson still, but I'm getting glimpses of the Tetons, you know, Teton National Park a lot, in the distance at times. Not now. Those are just some mountains. Okay. But yeah, pretty drive through here, very pretty drive. And the Tetons are just pretty much kind of straight ahead, but they're hiding behind the cottonwoods. Just see a little pointy peak once in a while. There you go, Grand Tetons. Beautiful valley full of cottonwoods. Really nice here in the Jackson area. So I'm on this back road. There's a garbage truck up there, and we're going along kind of slow. Still, it's, you know, nice way of seeing. There are guys passing on a corner in a Subaru. So this area has suicidal Subies. I guess he really thinks he's going to get somewhere in a hurry. Yeah, that frustration's everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. You know, this area is kind of crowded. This is Wilson. And, you know, there's restaurants and all the usual stuff. Nice, you know, it's nice here. But I've kind of been away from crowds now for a while. And just not kind of used to this. So I'm heading towards Jackson. I'm not even sure why yet. I really should stop and try to plan the day a little bit. Teton Village parking. Okay. So Jackson's pretty touristy, but it's also, you know, kind of cute. Cute little town, kind of very Western motif. And I probably should be going the other direction, because this way, you know, if I went north, I go into the Yellowstone. And nothing against Yellowstone, but it's August and it's crowded. And I'd rather be there in the fall. With the fall leaves, some of the services are closed down, but prices are cheaper and there's less people on the road, all of that. Well, the August visitor traffic is here. Bike paths, a lot of bikes. Probably visitors renting in Jackson and maybe going out to Teton Village or someplace. But it's crowded. Kind of a shock for me. So I think the mountains ahead of us are part of the Wind River Range. I know just south of Jackson is the Wind River Range. And we visited there before. There aren't many really overlanding routes. It's kind of like up into them a little ways and back out. It's there's nothing through the mountains except on the north end here. And it looks okay. It looks like it might be kind of interesting someday. Yeah, the Wind Rivers are beautiful mountains, so very beautiful. They're granite, and they've got lakes for swimming that are clean, and sandy beaches and all that wonderful graniteness. Okay, downtown Jackson. The suburbs have been growing out more than I remember before. Not sure why I brought you here. But anyway, if you haven't seen downtown Jackson, it's cute, very touristy, you know, gift shops, and there's some really good restaurants here. So it's kind of the main service area for Yellowstone and Grand Teton National Parks. And as that, you know, as a base for just regular tourist type people who are doing motels and so forth, it's a great place if you can find parking. So you want to get a hotel with parking. So I think I'm just going to turn here, and still no plan, Rick, actually. Put the camera back on the mount. It's only 11 o'clock, so a little early for lunch. But anyway, Jackson, Wyoming. Okay, lunch was great. Love that tapas place. Spanish tapas. You know, it's just nice wines, interesting selection of European wines. Had a Spanish Minnow or something wine. Never had it before. Pretty mellow. But there's the Tetons ahead of us. Now we're heading west. And we're heading north after that. Got to Victor. So we're going through these mountains, through the Teton Range here. And then we got to go up north. There's a back way into West Yellowstone that I think might be interesting. Wow, Teton Pass, huh? This is going to be quite a climb. So it's nice up on Teton Pass, you know, typical Rockies-like place. And we're following this guy with an unidentifiable piece of equipment on the back of his truck. And now we have to stop. So there's something happened here last year, I think. And there was a big cave-in. I don't think it was an avalanche. I think it was, you know, rock cave-in that kind of wiped out the road. And a lot of the workers, the service workers in Jackson, can't afford to live there. So they live over here on the Idaho side of the border. And they commute this every day that they work, which is awful. But anyway, that happened somewhere around here. It might be this pile of rock on the right did that, or it's going to be down here somewhere. But yeah, they were stuck for like weeks, having to go a long way around this. Like probably the route we took in the morning. But anyway, it's pretty up here, so you don't mind going slow.